In today's video, we take a look at a man who left his date alone after she demanded him to open the car door, and this woman who is terrified of being lonely and lost in her life. But before we jump in, please make sure to subscribe the channel and turn on the bell notification.
I turned 25 this week, and if I'm honest, I'm terrified. I'm terrified because I feel like a failure. And I don't know if anyone else watching this understands that feeling, but my life looks nothing like I thought it would at this age. When I was a kid, I always said by 25, I'll be married or I'll have a kid. I'll have this amazing career. And I've done a lot of cool things, don't get me wrong, but I'm about to be 25, and most nights I go to bed feeling so lonely. And then most days I wake up feeling lost, like I don't know what I'm doing with my life. I have this overwhelming thought of, is this it? Is this all there is? When you're 25 years old and you live alone and you have no partner and you have maybe 2 friends and you've struggled with mental illness your entire life, there's just not much to wake up for, is there? Let me know if you relate, because I would love to not feel so alone.
That overwhelming feeling of loneliness and miserability she is talking about is also the life's real and hard truth for most men in their 20s, because most of them aren't unable to get in a relationship, as the demands of the modern woman is sky high. And if they do get in one, then there is a high likelihood that she can pull stunts like these.
Fellas, how would you feel in this situation right here? If you dating a girl and y'all been dating each other for like 6 months or more, everything is great, everything is going great, and then all of a sudden she breaks up with you, and she tells you she breaks up with you because she needs time to herself to figure things out. Okay, after a couple of months or weeks, she decides, okay, she wants to get back with you. Once you get back with her, she tells you the real reason she broke up with you is because she saw this other guy that either she was dating or not dating, but looking at as far as working with a coworker or somebody that she was interested in, and she just didn't want to cheat on you, so she broke up with you. How would you feel about that?
She won't get back with me to explain why she broke off the first time, because men value respect over everything else. And the fact that she thought that she could come back shows that I am her backup, and backups aren't respected the same as the first choice. And next we have a man who left his date alone after she asked him to open the car door for her.
Aren't you gonna get out?
No, I just opened it.
No, you're gonna open my door for me. Come out and open the door for me, or I'm not getting in.
You should want to make a good impression on your first date. That means opening the door for the girl that you're going out with. It's not too much to ask, and it takes literally just seconds. But then again, as a woman, if a man comes to pick you up on a first date and he doesn't open the door for you, it is not the end of the world, okay? I think that we shouldn't make it such a huge deal because it's the first time that you're going out with this person. Who knows? Maybe he might do it for you later down the line. In the rest of the video, as they were going back and forth, the guy was like, oh, but I drove all the way here to pick you up and I'm paying for the meal, like minimum $200. Like, I'm doing so much and you can't even just get into the car. And he ends up leaving the girl there and just going home because he feels like she's asking for too much and she's just being too dramatic. Something that men seem to forget is that women like to be courted. The whole point of going out on a date is to court the woman, especially in the beginning. So doing simple things like opening the door for her is something that you should prepare yourself to do mentally. In fact, it's just a habit that you should develop because it makes you more of a gentleman. I'm kind of 50-50 on this one.
The days of courting women and holding the doors for them are long gone. And the funny thing is, women themselves wanted men to stop doing that. And now as men have stopped it, they have problem with that as well. Also, there is no point of being a gentleman because most women only give attention to men who aren't one, as we see in this clip here.
If you give an ugly man a chance, 9 times out of 10, that motherfucker's gonna delude himself into thinking that he's better than you. So my friend and I were talking. She knows this girl, gorgeous, bad little bitch, cute face, great personality, tremendas tetas, a full 10. She started dating this creature, to put it nicely. Picture Mr. Clean, post a 10-year very active UFC career. Bald, busted ass face with no teeth, looking like a whole ass failed experiment. Ay Dios, no. Maybe he's rich. This man was old enough to start collecting IRA distributions penalty free, and he still had not moved out of mommy and daddy's home. AARP eligible motherfucker was still having his mom clean his shit streak drawers. What the fuck is going on? He dragged this girl. She was constantly begging to make some sort of appearance on his social media, even though my mans would post up gym pic daily, as if anyone wanted to see Caillou steroids edition. Finally keep that shit in your camera roll. She was constantly begging him to put more effort into the relationship. He made this girl feel like she was not good enough for him. All while looking like the inside of a Taco Bell stall, babe. Nuclear. This is what these guys do. They have girls like this bad little bitch, build them up, and then he's like, damn, I got her. I can score all of these bad bitches. And when these girls are no longer of use to them, they're dropping these bitches Lori Harvey style. Except Lori Harvey is a fucking goddess. Let this be a lesson. If you want to give an ugly man a chance, fine. You remind him daily who the fuck he is if he ever falls out of line. Look at yourself in the mirror, bitch. Sit down and respect me. Stay safe out there, friends.
So he is a creature, as she puts it nicely, but she knows a gorgeous girl who is ready to be bent over backwards for him. And the reason that girl is willing to put so much of her attention and time on him is because he isn't giving her any attention of his, and she absolutely wants it and would do anything to get it.
My entire For You page right now is romance and relationships, but you know what? I have faced rejection from 4 different men in the past 5 days, and I feel like we don't talk about that enough, so let's break it down. The first man who rejected me, I went on a first date with him, and I asked him, hey, do you want to grab coffee for a second date? And he said yes. And I said, great, does this day or this day work better for you? And he never responded. It has been 5 days, so I have been ghosted. Next, 2 different men unmatched me on Hinge. The first man was just someone who we matched on Hinge, had a brief conversation in the Hinge DMs, and he unmatched me. Whatever. The next one was someone who asked me, can I take you on a date? I said yes, I gave him my number, and then he kept saying, I want to take you on a date, what's your availability? So I then responded with my availability. He never texted me back, and he unmatched me. And then finally, tonight, I went to a bar, I was feeling confident, and I saw a man that I thought was attractive, so I approached him and I started trying to chit-chat with him, and immediately he said, hey, do you know the group of girls that you were just standing with? Are those your friends? And I said, yeah, those are my friends. And he said, great, introduce me to the girl in the black shirt. So I walked up trying to shoot my shot with him, and he immediately told me, I think your friend is more attractive than you, set me up with her. So I did. I introduced them to each other, they hit it off, they were chit-chatting. I left the bar, they're probably still there chit-chatting, but yeah. Things are going really great for single Mick. 4 rejections, 5 days, baby.
I'm scared of these women my damn self. I just was driving my car and I seen some girl putting all this construction behind a truck. Now, I really get it, ladies, that we can do everything a man do, but god damn, I'm not made for that. So I just want to tell the men, please don't put me in a category with the women that think they could do everything and is hollering out they don't need a man, because I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I'm tired of put air, I'm gas, everything. I'm tired. I'm tired of driving. I miss being a passenger seat princess. So please separate me and don't put me in a category with the girls that think they could do everything. They're going to live their life being a man. And I don't want to do that. I want to live my purpose, and I was born a woman, so I want to be just that. Separate me from these motherfuckers. I don't want to be no man. I want a man. I'm not going to sit here and be like, I don't want no man. I don't need a man, but I do want a man. Well, I need a goddamn man. Because it's just some things that men do that a woman just can't. You feel me? Separate me.